I'm going to show you how I get this everyday natural look. This is kind of what I go to on a daily basis. My foundation is a little bit more matte, so I'm priming my skin with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter in the purple like color corrector one, and then also the like highlighted dewy one. And then I am going to spray my face with the Urban Decay Rebound Spray. And the foundation that I'm using is the Dior Forever foundation. This is in the shade 020. And this is definitely more matte. So that's why I went in with the sprays and everything like that, and also the dewy primer, just because I am more dry, so I like to have a little bit more hydration in my skin. So I'm just buffing that all over my skin with my foundation brush, and as you can see, I'm kind of stippling the foundation into my skin rather than buffing it around. I just feel like I just get the best finish when I do that with this foundation. And I know, like, everyone's been talking about this foundation. It is really good, and I don't like matte foundations, but I really like this one. It's not too drying, it's full coverage, and the finish is just amazing. Then I'm going to conceal using the Tarte Shape Tape, as I normally would, but I'm just not going over my eyelids. I feel like when you don't go over your eyelids, especially if you're not doing eyeshadow, which I'm not, I feel like it just makes it look more natural, so I'm not going over my eyelids, but I am concealing my under eyes, my forehead, chin, and nose, just because this foundation is a tad bit too dark for me, so I feel like I'd really have to highlight to even out the skin tone. Just a side note, this foundation does oxidize. So like right now it looks like it matches me perfectly, but after a couple hours it does kind of oxidize on your skin and get a little bit darker. So that's why I am suggesting either you go like a shade lighter, or if you are okay with it oxidizing, you can always just highlight the areas of your face that could be highlighted and it'll kind of even it all out. It's not terrible. I just noticed that it did oxidize after a couple days of wearing this foundation. Then I'm going to cream contour. I feel like on a daily basis that looks more natural on me, so I'm using the Smashbox contour shade, and I'm going to contour my cheekbones and my forehead. That's as far as I go on a daily basis with the contouring, just because we're trying to move quick and we're trying to get the makeup on and we don't have time to do, all that. So I'm just buffing that out with my foundation brush as well. I also like to use a liquid highlighter on a daily basis. I feel like it melts more into the skin and does look more natural. So this is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Sunlight. And I'm going to put those on the tops of my cheekbones and blend it out with my finger. I noticed that when I use my Beauty Blender, it kind of dulls out the highlight a little bit, so that's why I use my finger. And then I'm just going to set my concealer a little bit in the center of my face with my IT Cosmetics translucent powder. This one's really good for pores. And I'm just doing a very little bit because, again, this is supposed to be a little bit more natural of a look, so I don't want to be too matte or anything like that, and also the foundation is a little bit more matte, so I feel like I don't need as much of a powder. So I'm just setting my problem areas, like, like some little lines in my skin, and then just underneath my eyes so my concealer doesn't crease. And I feel like that's pretty much all I need for the powder. Very minimal. I used to not set my face at all, but I feel like you might think I'm crazy, but I feel like as I have gotten a little bit older, my skin has a little bit more lines that I do need to set with powder. Then I'm just kind of going over my contour with some bronzer, just very lightly, just to kind of set it so it doesn't move throughout the day. And then it also kind of just makes it a tad bit darker. On a daily basis, sometimes I will just leave it at the cream contour, but today I thought I'll just set it with my bronzer. I really wanted to use this in a video today. It's the Anastasia and Amrezy highlight, and as you can see, this highlight is so bright that it made like the camera not focus. So I'm just putting this over my liquid highlighter that I just put on. You can't see the color like to its true power because the liquid highlighter is underneath, but this is like one of the best highlighting formulas I've ever used. It kind of just melts into your skin. It doesn't emphasize any texture, and I feel like a lot of skin tones can get away with this color. And I'm just going over my cheeks a little bit with some blush. This is NARS Orgasm, and I feel like this blush just goes with pretty much any look. On a daily basis, I don't really fill in my eyebrows too much. I do have them tinted. My natural eyebrows are like very white blonde, so I'm just putting some tinted brow gel through my eyebrows. And then I'm just going to go on my lower lash line with some eyeshadow. These are by MAC. One is Brown Script, and I can't remember the other one. I will put that in the description box. And then I'm just going to kind of define my lower lash line a little bit and add some mascara. Sometimes I don't do this step, but I feel like this kind of just defines the lash line a little bit more on the lower lash line. For lips, I'm using the Maybelline Liquid Lip in the color something flirty something, I can't remember. I'll leave that in the description box. And then I'm just going to contour my lips a little bit with a little bit of a darker shade. This is Dose of Colors Truffle. And then I'm actually going to show you how I do my hair. So I'm using the Wave Spray, and I'm just spraying this all over my hair. This smells amazing. I'm spraying it on damp hair and just kind of scrunching it in. Um, and then I am going to blow dry my hair, kind of upside down a little bit just to get maximum volume. This spray is kind of crucial for this look because I feel like it just enhances your waves and it makes you not have to go in with a curling iron. My hair is naturally completely straight, and as you can see, this spray gives my hair some texture. There's also like oils in there, so it doesn't leave your hair dry or anything like that, like kind of like a sea salt spray does. You can also use this on wet or dry hair, so that's also what I really love about